you know, what's everything doing here? And here we go.
Well, I think we should also touch a little more on the FSD Pharma. I think that's just
yeah. I had a good chat with, as you know, with Steve and
with James.
Sorry, with James. You're Steve, of course. You know that it's interesting. I mean, they've done this transaction. Looks to be a very, you know, potentially adding value to huge. And yet the stock went from 38 cents to 58. When you look at $1.3 billion outstanding, that's a $300 million swing in market cap.
It's over 100 million shares. I mean,
100 million.
Very, very profound. I mean, we had this big sell-off this morning on the cannabis sector right through to the early afternoon. We've talked about some of the lows for the day, and now we've had tremendous turnaround. And 100 million shares on FSD Pharma is very impressive. A turnaround from 38 cents to nearly 60 is very impressive, and on huge volume. I mean,
and again, I mean, I'm not. Go ahead.
Pun intended. Huge volume.
Yeah, huge
that's
volume.
The stock symbol for people.
They've had unbelievable volume, but I mean, look, and again, I think Anthony's a great guy, fellow Polsky Ogórki. What he's done is amazing, but I'm going back to how many shares there are, what's the price, what's the market cap, and hey, I mean, obviously if they can get it to 700, 800 million, maybe it's going to go to $1.5 billion, but you know.
Well, as James pointed out, I mean, it looks like they bought this company or merging friendly deal takeover with this U.S. company at a tremendous price, especially when you consider U.S. valuations for anything pharma related. Now, this is a specialty pharma with the CBD access, but I mean, we saw what Tilray did and has been able to do on the NASDAQ.
Yes.
The fact that that FSD is going to head into the NASDAQ because the acquiring company, the target company, is already on the NASDAQ. They will have to reapply, it says in their press release, because obviously the merged entity is a significant new filing issue and reporter. But the path is clear. It's LOI today. Within 30 days, a definitive agreement and closure of the transaction shortly thereafter. It's very exciting to see the potential that this goes on the NASDAQ again through this path, let alone the further development of their product platform with this acquisition. And in their release as well, there's a interesting reference that one of the it says a Professor Raphael Mechuan, I'm sorry about the pronunciation, he's considered the godfather of medical cannabis. And he's the chairman of the advisory board. So you've got someone described as the godfather of medicinal cannabis who's on the advisory board of the new target company. Obviously will be involved with FSD and the new merged entity. I mean, that's pretty incredible credentials right there.
Yeah. I've just put up, there we are, there's the huge chart, and we're looking at a we're looking at a 3-month chart. I'm going to switch to a 6-month chart, and that's a 6-month chart. But look at this this action here at the end. I mean, look at that swing. That's a monster swing.
It sure is.
And a green candle, so that's the positive. We'll have to wait and see, folks. But look at the volume here. Yep. Big volume, obviously. Yep. And you know, sometimes that's what it takes. You get big people in there, and then the next thing you know, this thing starts moving.
Yeah, I want to clarify that I mentioned close to 100 million shares. That's posting 66 million. It's possible that's
with other exchanges. With other
exchanges.
Yeah, that according to my
add that in the aggregate. Yeah,
it's according to this, it's 99 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I also wanted to touch on another